scored 30 points. Biggest influence in his life, his big brother and big sister. Plans to go to college after high school for basketball and engineering. Kalen Stiles, led by Shannon McCrary and David Stiles. Favorite memory at Mitchell was meeting new friends. Biggest influence in his life, mom and dad and Tupac. Plans after high school, go to college or a trade school to further my education and then get a job. Matthew Thompson, led by Relisa Hall. Favorite memory at Mitchell, my freshman year getting a nice big hit playing against Falcon. Biggest influence in his life, his mom and his grandparents. Plans on going to college to play football after high school. Mitchell High School, Mitchell Athletics, and your coaches would like to thank you for your hard work and dedication to your program. We wish you nothing but success in your future. You are all Marauders for life. Thank you.
Contribute to my consciousness. Voices feeling so ominous. I can't place a pin for you. They mark it out as anonymous. I would ship the whole continent if it help you round on some confidence. Thinking about all the consequence. Gotta try to break what's monotonous.
How could I be better? I paid the price in full just to clear the record. Rewound just to fast forward. On the A-track I stole from my grandmama.
Catastrophic, way to stop it. Man, I wish I had a rocket. Wish I ain't built microscopic. Wish my thoughts was telepathic, but instead I'm always rapping. The rapping that is my girlfriend. Every toe is like a cactus. Just get it up.
Put my friends in the truck. Add it up, add it up. If you're thinking on me now, that's enough, that's enough. If you're thinking on me now, that's enough, that's enough.
The awesome music continues here on Game Time. Good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Keep the standards high and the game enjoyable for everyone by showing the proper respect for players, coaches, and officials. And show your good sportsmanship. Another great song is coming up here on Game Time.
You are listening to Game Time.
Because it revs you up.
Your soundtrack to great action here for Colorado Springs School District 11.
Let's go! backseat. The blitzkrieg pump. Hey, oh, let's go. Shoot 'em in the back now. What they want, I don't know. They're all revved up and ready to go. They're forming in a straight line. They're going through a tight one. The diesel is a landmine. The blitzkrieg pump. They're falling in the back seat. The generator seat. We'll say to the back seat. Blitzkrieg pump. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go.
One way to stop to the stars. Oh, yeah. Crew fly, Dubai. No, it ain't two sides. One way to Mars. You better watch yourself. I did it all by myself. Go. And now we in the zone.
Stand too close, might catch a cold.
You can't wait a gate and a cold. Yeah. Dripping waterfall. Splash. Baby, it's my time. I don't need no light to shine. I still cross my wrist now. I can barely see the time. I just made $1 million and I'm still not satisfied. My bank account low. We make the work go. Multicolored diamonds like the rainbow. Yeah. Beat her eye, your eyes want jungle moves. Your brain. Yeah, just a bike while we flash. Switch it down, great, let's dance. This is the real, this is the regular move. What are you can move about, let's get back.
Run it up.
No competition in front of us. We got the way, we getting paid. Baby, it's my diamonds. I don't need no light to shine. I stop off my wrist now. I can barely see the time. I just made millions of it, but I'm still not satisfied. My bank account low. We make the work go. Dinero, peso, lo quiero, I want it.
Here in downtown Colorado Springs, the best music is always on 333 Eco Radio.
Been a long time since I looked at you.
officials for today's game against Mitchell and Durango. Referee Tim Firks, umpire Kyle Foley, head linesman Dean Ruck, line judge Monty Rothy, and your back judge Nathan McCrary. Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Gary Berry Stadium. There you see Old Glory. And the wind that we are dealing with here tonight this afternoon at the stadium. I am Barry Reed, the broadcast announcer for District 11. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Mitchell YouTube channel. We hope to have a good game for you today as these teams get ready to square off. Both teams come in at 0-1, or actually the Demons yet to play a game, their first game of a 5-game schedule shortened, whereas the Marauders 0-1 after the loss to Discovery Canyon open up last week. Durango won the opening coin toss and have elected to receive. And so Mitchell set to kickoff. Gorgeous warm day in Colorado Springs today after a chilly day yesterday. And we are underway here from the stadium. Picked up about the 25-yard line. Through a big hole across the 40-yard line. And brought down on the return. Return for Durango. Cole Matava, 5'10" sophomore. Check that, junior. Jordan Wolverton brings out this Durango offense. 1st and 10 from the 43. Brings a man in motion, throws it out in the flat a little bit too tall. And it will fall incomplete. Gage Maestus, the 5'10" senior, the intended receiver. Little confusion by the Marauders picking up the ball and running it without hearing the whistle. But then the whistles do come from the officials. So 2nd and 10. 3-man front for the Marauders. 3 receivers to the right for Wolverton. Wolverton rolls this way and now throws downfield. Has a man wide open down the sidelines. Stepped out of bounds. This time he finds Gage Maestas.
Wolverton's pass is complete.
And Maestas is ruled out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Steps out of
So
bounds
a gain
at the
of
19-yard
36 on the completion and first down
line.
for
First and 10
Durango.
from there.
Just underway here, and if you are watching from the Durango area on the Mitchell YouTube channel, thank you very much for the tune in. Haven't heard any horror stories about any of the trips for the buses or the players that came up on their own with their families. So everybody seems safe and ready to play ball. Throwing to the corner, good coverage there, but using his height advantage for the touchdown. That is Ben Finseth, the 6'1" senior, and that was just a pure case of height advantage. And just 36 seconds into the ball game, Durango is on the board. 3 plays on the drive. Low snap gathered in. Kick is low, but it is up and good.
Point after attempt is good. With 11:24 left in the first quarter, Durango leads Mitchell 7-0.
Sam Carroza with the extra point for the Demons, and they come in and make quick work of their first score.
District
11:24 left on the clock, and the Demons are on the board, going 54 yards.
While in attendance, continue to wear your mask. District 11 Athletics thanks you for your cooperation.
So now we'll see what kind of answer Mitchell has. Working to recover from last week's loss to Discovery Canyon, 48-14. Scored the first touchdown of the game and the last touchdown of the game. This punt is muffed at the 15-yard line and coming up across the 25.
Bigelow with the return from Mitchell.
Bigelow with the return for the Marauders. So we've got some changes along the offensive front. Hunter Minica will get the start for Baker at left tackle. Sodden, the left guard, moves to right guard or right tackle for the injured Evangelista. And Noah Larson gets the start at left guard. So a shuffling of the offensive line for the Mitchell Marauders. 3-man front for the Demons. William Knight, the nose tackle. Quickly out into the flat, and this one's going to be a pick 6. Just standing out there waiting was Elijah Shields, the sophomore. And we have not played a minute, and the Demons have found the end zone twice. That pass intended, I believe, for Cushions on the near side. But picked off and returned for the touchdown. $11:10 left in the first quarter. Much better kick this time is up and through. And with 11:10 to go here in the first quarter, the lead for the Demons is 14-0. Senior day for Mitchell here at the stadium. Seniors were recognized. Some of the parents in the stands across the way. And for Jeremy Callip, this is oddly familiar to the start that his Marauder squad got last week against Discovery Canyon. Playing from behind the entire game. This kick is going to hit at the 15 and dance out of bounds. There is the flag. We'll see if the Marauders choose to have them kick it again or take it at the 35, and it looks, well. And they re-kick is the decision. Talking with some of the managers for Durango, the buses left the school at 4:30 a.m. this morning to get over here. Now, some of the players came over last night and spent the night with their families. So the kick comes from the 35-yard line, or from the 35-yard line. And Carroza runs up to it. And this one bounces over the head and rolling back inside the 5 and just falling on it. And momentum carries that ball across the goal line, so it will be a touchback. Very dangerous. Almost another key mistake for the Marauders as Marcus Ford, the senior, was back and had it bounce over his head off of the turf and had to chase it down. Mitchell will start at the 20. Davenport breaks the huddle. Marcus Ford getting the start at tailback today, takes one out in the flat and turns it upfield. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Back to the 18-yard line, bring up 2nd and 12. Jordan Wolverton in the vicinity with Elijah Shields. Mitchell comes out, 2 in the backfield now. Davenport in the gun. Give off to Marcus Ford, and Marcus Ford is going to be dropped for the loss. This Mitchell line unable to stop the penetration.
Loss on the play, 3rd down.
Loss all the way back to the, see where they spot it, back to the 12-yard line. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and 18 for the Marauders. Empty backfield now for Davenport. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Trying to set up a little screen. It is complete, but it'll be for a very short gain.
Davenport's pass is complete.
First contact, Elijah Shields, a sophomore who had the pick-6 touchdown minutes ago, in on the tackle. That is going to make it 4th and 16 from the 14-yard line. Punt team coming on for the Marauders. Good snap, and the kick is away. After an initial Durango bounce, it counter spins and takes a little bit of a Mitchell bounce. And Mitchell will down it at the 44-yard line. So the Demons will have the ball about where they started their first drive. Gage Maestas was back deep, and he just stepped away from it. Let the Marauders down it. 14-0. 8:33 left to go here in the first quarter. And running the deep post route, intended receiver overthrown.
Durango pass is incomplete.
So 2nd and 10. Pass was intended for Chase Robertson, the 5'9" junior. Now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff in a big hole up the middle, finally dropped.
Marcus Ford with the tackle on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Messier with the tackle, Messier with the carry, Marcus Ford with the tackle. Messier picks up 8, makes it 3rd and 2 for the Demons. Tight bunch trip to the left of the formation. Fake it to Messier. Crossing pattern is complete for the first down and a blocker downfield. And that is Gage Maestas with the completion and the run down to the 29-yard line.
First down, Durango.
So that is a pickup of about 18 yards and a first down for the Demons. Overton sends trips to the left of the formation now. Messier in the backfield. Straight back, looks to the man on the left. It's complete at the 15. Then breaking a tackle. Nice bit of running and into the end zone for the touchdown for the Demons. That is Chase Robertson. So 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and a pick 6, and it is 20-0 in favor of Durango. And a fake, and pulling his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So the things that'll work on week 1.
2-point conversion is good.
So 22-0 following the conversion.
22-0.
And Durango showing no ill effects of a bus trip. $7:10 left on the clock here in the first quarter. And the Demons in total control of this one. Now this kick is squibbed. Picked up by the Marauders and advanced for just a couple yards out to the 35 before they are swarmed under. That was Edward Scott with the return.
First and 10 Marauders from the 35.
They will actually spot it at the 34-yard line. But if you're the Marauders, you've just got to keep playing, find something to work. You're not going to get it all back at once. Start building a little bit of momentum. Davenport back, now finds an open receiver across the middle. Short gain on the play out to the 44, pick up of, or check that to 39. Pick up of 5 will bring up 2nd and 5.
Good gain from Mitchell up the middle. 2nd down.
A bunch of the receivers to the right on the short side of the field. Davenport with the give off and going nowhere.
Marcus Ford met at the line of scrimmage.
Ford with the carry.
Brings up 3rd down.
No gain on the play brings up 3rd and 5. Hazen Maestas, the 6-foot senior, just plugging the hole there. Quick pass out to the flat, but great closing speed by Jordan Wolverton, the 6'2 senior. Cuts that down before it can get any momentum. That's going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Marauders. That was 4th and 27 when the Marauders scored the opening touchdown last week against Discovery Canyon. Punt team comes on here. Osvaldo Sanchez will get his 2nd kick away of the day. Maestas back to receive the kick. Able to find his way up the right seam. Still going and finally tripped up inside the 30 of the Marauders.
Good return for Gage Mestis. Flag on the field.
Flag on the play. Flag right at the 28-yard line. But a nice return by Maestas. Personal foul on the Marauders. It's going to move this ball all the way inside the 15-yard line. So Jordan Wolverton will set the offense, 3 receivers to the right side. Now throw into the left corner. Good defense out there for the Marauders. Pass will be incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10 from just inside the 15-yard line. Beautiful day here at Gary Berry Stadium. Wind blowing pretty steady from the south to the north. So Durango going into this wind, but it doesn't seem to be bothering Jordan Wolverton at all. Plenty of arm strength out of the 6'2" senior. Messier to his right. Give it off to Messier straight up the middle. And Messier is going to be inside the 10 down to the 6, close to a first down. It will be 3rd and 1 for the Demons. Timeout taken by Durango. So the Demons take a timeout, their first of the half, to talk about this 3rd and, oh, they spotted the ball, my apologies, all the way back at the 8, so it'll be 3rd and 3 from that point. Head coach David Vogt and the offense for the Demons down there in the huddle. .4:17 left on the clock here in the first quarter. And it has been all Demons with short fields to work for and a pick 6, accounting for the 22 points. Demons back on the field. Nathan Howland, the 6'3" senior, getting a little help with getting his jersey back over the shoulder pad. Wolverton in the shotgun. Mitchell showing blitz. Now chased out to this side. And the run, the little flip back across the body. Are they going to call it a catch? And incomplete, unable to come up with it, was Robertson. Wolverton rolling to his right, trying to throw it back across his body. We've got flags back at the 12-yard line in the middle of the field. And this is going to go against the Demons. Move them all the way back to the 22-yard line. So the Demons caught for holding, and a 3rd and 3 turns into 3rd and 18. Wolverton brings a man in motion, loading 4 receivers to his right side. Now steps up around the rush, looking wide open in the back of the end zone, and ranging back and tipping it away. Ralph Cushion for the Marauders.
Knocked down by the Mitchell defense.
Incomplete. It will be 4th and 18 back at the 22-yard line. Wait to see if they send on the kicking team. Now just taking a look, and Carroza started out onto the field but then was called back. So they'll go for it here on 4th and 18. They need the 5-yard line for the first down. And now second timeout taken by Durango.
Timeout Durango.
What makes Colorado Springs School District 11 the standout choice for excellence in education? Some may say it's a dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the educational learning of students. Others may say it's the award-winning learning options available to all students, no matter their grade level. Whether it's online, hybrid, or in-person learning, D11 welcomes all learners to achieve excellence through diversity. Serving the unique needs of all students, we dare to empower our students to profoundly impact our world, and we stand ready to inspire every mind. Demons back on the field following the timeout. Fourth and 18. Wheeling out to the right, looking down late across the field, and great job of breaking it up. The pass was there on the receiver's hands.
Pass is incomplete. Mitchell takes over on down.
So Mitchell stops the Demons on 4th and 18, and they'll take over from the 22-yard line. They loaded up this side of the field. Single receiver to the left did the Demons. Rolled Wolverton to the right, threw back across to the man coming back across the field. But it was incomplete, and now the Marauders come out straight up the middle across the
Good
25.
run up the middle by Marcus Ford.
Marcus Ford with the
Gain of
carry.
5. Brings up second down.
Picked up 5, going to be 2nd and 5. See if the Marauders can take advantage of what their defense did and get something going here. And the whistle's going to blow the play dead. Pass was out to the left-hand side. We will wait for the officials' call here.
Offsides on Durango.
Offside Durango. They have indicated first down for the Marauders, so the Marauders finally catch a break.
Results in Mitchell first down.
Two receivers, or two running backs in the backfield. Pass downfield is going to be well guarded back there by Luke Wesley. Marauders calling for an interference call.
Second down.
But good coverage in the backfield. Check that, it was Chase Mendewalt, 22. The Demons in their white travel jerseys with the silver numerals. And with the bright sunshine day we've got today, those numerals are very tough to read. 2nd and 10. 4 receivers split to the near side for the Marauders. Pressure coming. They throw it back across, and this one is almost intercepted. Almost another big pick six for the Demons. Kyler Reimers had it in his hands, unable to pull it in. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Marauders. Now 4 receivers across, and jumping across were the Demons. That will be another 5 for the Marauders, pushing him out to the 37-yard line, setting up a much more manageable 3rd and 5. Four receivers to the left of the formation again. Davenport back looking deep over the middle. And we are going to have a flag on the play. Ben Finnesseth was in the coverage back there.
Flag on
Intended
the play.
for Osvaldo Sanchez. Took that Ralph Cushion. Two fouls on the play, holding against Mitchell, pass interference against Durango. They'll offset, so we will replay this 3rd and 5.
2 penalties offset on the play. Replay 3rd down for Mitchell.
Corey Davis comes to the left side of the formation with Matt Thompson for the Marauders. Part of Tripp's left. Davenport throws it out here, and it's picked off once again. And breaking the tackle, still on his feet. And returning it down to the 24-yard line, that is Jordan Wolverton.
Pass is intercepted.
And we have another injured Marauder down on the field. That looks to be Jasper Dixon, the starting center for the Marauders. The Marauders already had to shuffle that line due to injuries. And losing the anchor here would not be good when they're already down 22-0 here. 2:31 left to go in the first quarter, and Durango on top by 22 points. And a look at the Durango sidelines as they on a knee waiting for Dixon to get up. And good news, Dixon starting to get up. And he will make his way gingerly off the field. Jasper Dixon, just a junior, 5'9", 260 pounds. Gingerly making his way to the Mitchell sideline. So Wolverton now brings the offense back out. He must have touched a knee down out at the 47-yard line, so wipe out the return after the interception. And he'll put the offense back in gear here. Drops back, rolls to his right just a little bit, wide open. And fighting his way downfield inside the 25-yard line.
Wolverton's pass is complete to Chase Robertson.
Chase Robertson with the reception and the run after catch. Good for 22 yards down to the 25. And the Durango first down. Approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Wolverton sends 3 to the left side. Give it up the middle to Messier. Still on his feet, breaking tackles. Nobody wants to tackle him for the Marauders.
Touchdown
And Nate Messier, the 5'9" junior, has a second touchdown. Check that, his first touchdown of the day. I thought he had scored earlier. It was a 2-point conversion he had scored on earlier. My apologies. So 20-yard touchdown scamper, straight up the middle. whistle blow before the play gets underway. Encroachment Mitchell.
Offsides on Mitchell.
So they will move it half the distance to the goal line, and we will try it again. Sam Carosa, the junior, doing the kicking duties. And up and right down Highway 161.
After attempt is good.
29-0 now.
1:47 left in the first quarter. Durango
1:47 left to go in quarter number one. And Durango all over Mitchell. And if this keeps up, Mitchell is going to find themselves in a running clock situation before halftime. So touchdowns from Maestas, Robertson, and Messier now, all in the first quarter. And we'll see just how soon head coach David Vogt starts substitutions. This one comes down at the 20-yard line for the Marauders. And out across the 30 goes Marcus Ford. So a gain of 10 on the return.
For Mitchell. It'll be first and 10 Marauders from the 31.
Six defensive backs in this formation. The defense that they've played all day long. Now throwing down the right-hand side. This ball is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Now a little extra pushing and shoving.
Davenport's pass is intercepted. It'll be first and 10 Durango from the 40.
And with the interception, that is Zachary Haber, the 5'10 sophomore, 190 pounds, and he gives his team the ball at the 47-yard line. So Mitchell trying to cross things up, take some shots downfield, hope to open some things up. Now they will spot the ball correctly all the way back to the 40. And just nothing clicking for Mitchell again here in week number 2. .134 left in the first quarter. And if you're tuning into the Mitchell Athletics YouTube channel to watch this one, thank you so much for the tune in. I am Barry Reed. And if you're tuning in from the Durango area, you've got to be happy with what you have seen out of your Demons. Wolverton in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Pass down the seam with a great catch, spinning away from tackle, still on his feet, down to the 25-yard line.
Wolverton's pass is complete to Gage Mestis. Gain of 35 on the play. First down
Gage
Durango.
Mestis with the reception. Pickup of 35 on the pass, right down the right hash seam. Maestas will come off and get a breather here. Chase Robertson split to the near side. Jordan Stanley and Ben Finseth make up the trips right. And throw it to the left-hand side. Pass is complete. And a short gain. Nico Mestis with the reception. Pickup of 4, the 2nd and 6. Call that a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. They spot the ball at the 22-yard line. But nothing has slowed this Demons offense or defense. Messier, the lone back, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Wolverton rolls away from pressure, now throws down the left sideline. One-handed grab and incomplete on the sideline. Fantastic grab, but on the sideline and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
And that will bring up 3rd and 7. What a grab out there by Finseth.
3rd down.
But it will be 3rd and 7. The holding penalty, which took Durango from a 3rd and 5 back to a 3rd and 15, was the only thing that stalled the drive. They went for it on 4th down, and the play got knocked away by the Marauders as Ralph Cushion knocked it down the 4th down play. Substitution penalty on Durango that will cost them 5. Take the ball back out to the 27-yard line. Three seconds in the quarter, and complete down the sideline. Wolverton, and there is the end of the first quarter. Gage Maestas with the reception sets his team up with a 1st and
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11.
1st and goal from the 10.
At the end of 1, Durango
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Gary Berry Stadium. What makes Colorado Springs School District 11 the standout choice for excellence in education? Some may say it's a dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the educational learning of our students. Others may say it's the award-winning learning options available to all students, no matter their grade level. Whether it's online, hybrid, or in-person learning, D11 welcomes all learners to achieve excellence through diversity. Serving the unique needs of all students, we dare to empower our students to profoundly impact our world, and we stand ready to inspire every mind. And there you see the score, 29-0, as we get ready to start the second quarter. And of course, in the state of Colorado, a 40-point lead starts a running clock. And with Durango down in the red zone looking to add more, they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 9 when we start the second quarter. We could see a running clock midway through the second, through the rest of the game. But I've been very impressed by this Demons team. Jordan Wolverton, the 6'2" senior quarterback, hitting multiple receivers. The ground game is working around the passing game. Stack trips to the right. Throw out late to the left, and a big collision. Pass is complete to Finiseth. And now a little extra down on the goal line that you hate to see. And we've got an injured Marauder all the way across the field in front of the Mitchell bench. Finiseth is out or tackled at the 1. Wait to see what this penalty is. So personal foul, roughing the passer. Finseth, the inside receiver in this trips right now for the Demons. Looking back and throwing to the near side, up and over the head. Intended for Nico Maestas. It will be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And a simple give. 2nd touchdown for Nate Messier. 1-yard run for Messier. 35-0. Extra point pending. Sam Carrozza on for the extra point attempt. And Wolverton pulls this one out. Nobody to throw back to. Now he throws back to Carrozza. And Carrozza gets tripped up outside of the 5. I don't know if that was just a snap or a design play to get their kicker a touchdown. It's set up really nice, but the point will fail, and we will stay at 35-0 here. 11:35 in the 2nd quarter from Gary Berry Stadium. Jeremy Callip has his Marauders huddled up down at the 15 on the north end on the home side of the field. Pep talk time, composure talk time. Reminding his squad that there is still 3/4 of this game to play, and they need to keep their heads about them and play. But an absolutely beautiful day here in the Pikes Peak region. Just a few clouds in the sky as you take a look at the Mitchell fans on the home side of the stadium. Good representation making the trip from Durango. Spattering of fans, social distance here. Demons down on the sideline, getting a little chuckle about the extra point that failed. Now substitution late on the kicking team. And this one over the head and will skip out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. See if Mitchell wants them to kick again or if they'll take it at the 35. Last time they had them kick it again. And it looks like Mitchell is lining up to have them kick it again. Second kickoff out of bounds for the Demons here today. They need to move the ball back to the 35. Marcus Ford, one of the deep men for the Marauders, stands back about the 12-yard line. And now whistle offsides against the Demons on the kick. Somebody got a little bit of an early start. So back them up. Now kicking it a third time from the 30-yard line. If Mitchell can get any kind of a return here, it should set them up in good field position. And the kick is away and grabbed in and muffed at the 10. And there is a block in the back. No flag flies. So Mitchell catches a break there, and the return out to the 19 by Bigelow.
First and 10 Marauders from the 19.
So Mitchell will have it first and 10 from the 19. Unable to take advantage of the 10 yards in penalty on the kickoff for Durango. $11:27 left to go before halftime. And it is all Durango. 35-0 is our score. Two receivers to the right of the formation with the H-back. Now give it straight up the middle to Ford. Ford is going to be across the 20, but not much more going as he is collapsed on by that Durango defense. Durango starting to substitute on the defensive side of the ball with this huge lead. Fake the pass, give it to Ford up the middle. Ford finds a little running room. He brings it out across the 30 to the 32 for a first down. Pickup of 10 on the play, and a first down for the Marauders. Cooper Mann, a 6'1" junior, playing at the nose now. Straight up the middle again. Back to the line of scrimmage for Ford. Tyler Reamer's still in there at the left defensive end position. So looking around this, William Knight is out at the nose, but the rest of the starting defense looks to be intact for the Demons. Trips to the left now for the Marauders. Davenport running away to that side, gets out of the pocket and just puts it into the ground back about the 25-yard line. Incomplete, and it will be 3rd and 10. This Demon pass rush has been relenting today, or unrelenting today. Knight in on that play, comes out, as does Finiseth. So now they have thrown the late intentional grounding on Davenport. Mitchell sideline saying he was out of the pocket, but they are going to lose that argument, and Macy Davenport will get the explanation. Ball will be spotted all the way back at the 11-yard line. Davenport now stands at his 5 to start this play with 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Just hoping a prayer time up there, and it will fall incomplete. 3 Demons in the area and 2 Marauders. So it's going to be 4th and 23 for the Marauders. They need the 42-yard line. So 4th and 32. Punt team, Durango sideline calling to watch the fake. But Sanchez steps back in punt formation. Kick is away by Sanchez, and it's fielded at the Mitchell 34 and tackled there immediately. No chance of a return. Tackle for the Marauders by Corey Davis. But it will be 1st and 10 for the Demons at the 34-yard line. And the home run ball down this side. Caught, and a late signal for a touchdown. With the touchdown getting into the act for the Demons. That is Jordan Stanley, the 6'4" junior. Stanley getting congratulated along this Demon sideline. That pushes the score to 41-0. And we'll start the running clock here. .46 left to go in the second quarter. Carroza on for the extra point now. Bad snap again. Carroza just picks it up, turns it up, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So 43-0 after the snap had been a little bit of a problem most of the first half. That one, Carroza able to scoop up and find his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So the domination by the Demons continue. So unless there is an injury or a timeout, the clock will not stop from here through the end of the game. Save the halftime stop. And for the Marauder seniors, their important role now, more than just playing a football game, but keeping the morale of their teammates up despite the score. And the kick by Roberts angling over towards the sideline. Brought in by Ford. And Ford will be whistled down at the 22-yard line. And the Marauders will have it there. 1st and 10 from the 20. Three receivers to the left for the Marauders. Davenport. Big hole right up the middle for Ford. Gets skinny and gets across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play, bring up 2nd and 4. This time Mitchell will bring the trips to the right side of the formation. Bring Ford back in, and this one sails way over his head on the screen setup. Walker's out in front, but nothing he could do with it sailing over his head. Thompson and Cushion were both in position to block, but it will be 3rd and 4. Davenport just needs to take a little more time on that throw. Pressure coming from the Demons. Bringing a couple extra. And the give off to Ford. And Ford is out across the 32-yard line, and that should be enough for a Mitchell first down. And we have a timeout called with 4:05 left to go in the quarter. So timeout taken by Mitchell. No, well, confusing signals from the officials. Now they are indicating that it's Durango ball. I didn't see the ball come out in the pile. But the Durango offense is on the ball. The officials had indicated first down Mitchell ball, but then changed their decision. So Wolverton back on looking for more here. Throws it down the right-hand side again, and an overthrow. Intended receiver was Gage Maestas inside the 5. Cushion back in coverage for the Marauders. But it will be 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. 2:43 and counting to halftime. Two receivers left, two receivers right for the Demons. Fake the give, Wolverton with it, fakes the option pitch, breaks a tackle, loses the ball, still running, picked up by Gage Maestas down there on the sideline and advanced.
Wolverton on the keeper. Fumbles it. Picked up by Mestis. Out of the 7.
So Mestis advances the fumble all the way down to the 7-yard line. .145 and counting before half. And the Demons in no hurry. Three receivers to the right. Stanley, the lone receiver, to the left. Wolverton looking back to the right, now throwing out to the corner, and a great grab out there by Finseth for the touchdown. Again, using that 6'1" body of his, able to reach over the shorter Mitchell defenders for the touchdown, and it is 49-0 with 1:03 left to go here in the second quarter. Kick is up and good. So Durango has hung a 50 spot on the Marauders here in the first half. And we'll see how much playing time the starters will get in the second half. Clock is ticking down, and I think the officials are just going to be content to let this last 15 seconds run away and send the teams to their respective end zones for the halftime. Because under the current COVID conditions, the locker rooms are being held out of use. And there is the first half, and a great one for the Durango Demons. They lead 50-0. Come back for the second half. We will see you then from Gary Berry Stadium.
What makes Colorado Springs School District 11 the standout choice for excellence in education? Some may say it's a dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the educational learning of our students. Others may say it's the award-winning learning options available to all students, no matter their grade level. Whether it's online, hybrid, or in-person learning, D11 welcomes all learners to achieve excellence through diversity. Serving the unique needs of all students, we dare to empower our students to profoundly impact our world, and we stand ready to inspire every mind. There was a time not long ago, District 11 Media Production Services would roll their production truck to Gary Berry Stadium or to your high school gym and produce varsity sports. This team of dedicated staff members supervised student volunteers who were gaining hands-on experience producing high-quality televised events to the joy of family and friends and the community. But the technology being used was aging and also required a tremendous amount of manpower, making it difficult to cover all the sporting events involved in the school's many teams. Schools and their fans had to settle for the rationing of coverage, which did not sit well. Something had to give. Then the district found new technology that would restore the previous coverage and would allow for the expansion of the number of events that each school could produce. This new technology would empower student involvement in the planning and execution of the game broadcast like never before, highlighted by taking over the roles of producer, play-by-play announcer, and color analyst. All that is left is a recruiting and organizing of the student producers and announcers. You.
Yeah, you!
The search is on for high school students, freshmen all the way up to seniors, who are looking for a new challenge. Students who envision a future where they will need sharp public speaking skills, or those who dream of being in the broadcast industry. And even those students who just like to talk. Does this sound like you? Are you ready to make the commitment to become the voice of your school's athletic teams? Contact me, Barry Reed, D11 broadcast announcer, to get more information. barry.reed@d11.org, or my phone 520-2269.
So morning meeting is basically, so we come in, we go to the gym, we sit in our grade levels, and then when we talk with our friends for a while, students can sign up to do a specific job. And so one student does good things, another does lunch, one helps with the Pledge of Allegiance. After we do the Pledge of Allegiance, we start to go to our classrooms.
Good things looks like first we start to get a little small stuffed animal. It's a Snoopy and a pumpkin, and we get to throw it around and we say, does anybody have a good thing? And we throw it around.
Tell me something good.
My good thing is that today I got to go with my parents to Split City.
My good thing is that yesterday I went to karate.
We interviewed a lot of schools before we came here, and I just was amazed at how much it mattered. The positivity of kids' experience and the support structures, and not thinking of kids as good and bad, but giving them a chance to grow. And that's what Capturing Kids' Heart has done for the school and for the kids.
Good morning, Anderson.
Well, a social contract is the teacher prints out a little piece of papers and we get to answer them, like, how do you want to be treated? We write our names on top to show that we are going to promise that, and we are going to try to be as much as possible and try to show all of that to everyone in the whole community.
I enjoy being a social contract reader because when guests come in, I get to shake their hand and know their name and get to know them a little bit better, and I get to show them what we do around the classroom and how we do it, and we just do a bunch of stuff around the classroom.
A launch is the teacher at the end of the day, she gives us a high five and she says, if it's Friday, she says, have a great week, but if it's just Tuesday, she says, have a great day.
Is your student lost in the world of education? Not really liking school? Achieve Online is a place for them. School for grades 6 through 12, and we strive first to build relationships, which in turn builds academics. We are unique and different from any other school. Flexible online and blended learning for students anywhere in Colorado. Take the next step and enroll today.
My journey to become a school counselor started a long time ago. I want to thank my parents, actually, for having me. I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but my mom always reminds me of that on my birthday, of course. I thank them for setting a foundation for me, for really caring about people. I know they lived their lives as my dad was a teacher. I actually had him as a 9th grade science teacher. My mom was a music teacher. She tried to teach me piano lessons, but I wasn't a really good student. But both their examples and the work that they did in the schools, at church, really set that foundation for me to be just like that. 28 years ago, I started off here in District 11 at Mark Twain Elementary as a 6th grade teacher. And that year was pivotal for me to learn how to be an effective teacher. And really what that came down to was finding my heart and speaking from my heart. And I believe I learned a lot of that from Mr. Rogers. If you think about it, Mr. Rogers says, I like you just the way you are. And all these people in my life liked me just the way I was. I didn't have to pretend. I was just who I am.
So Tim Garland, to me, is an amazing counselor. He understands what it takes to be successful in this business, and he puts his heart and soul in everything that he does. And so I know that, anytime Tim meets with a kid, he gets to know them at an exceptionally deep level, and he cares more about those kids than I would have known was possible, honestly. Tim's just an amazing counselor that way.
He has a very complete vision of what school counseling is, and he sees his role to be truly the student support in all facets of whatever that student needs. He spends a lot of time working with the kids on their non-classroom concerns so that they can be successful in the classroom.
He inspires us every day to take a deeper look about how we are working with students and how we are working with students with mental health needs. He makes sure that we, as a school, are looking at bringing in the best resources.
If I care about that one person right now, there's something behind that. And I see this hurt. I see it in their heart. I see it in their eyes. And the light that goes on, the spark that is lit in their eye when I take time to call them by name, to give them a handshake, a smile, to play their favorite music, to go for a walk around the school, to take that time that I'm really caring about them has inspired them to turn their whole thing around.
He epitomizes heart, caring, just wanting to do right by Doherty High School and by the kids we serve. He's always willing to jump in, be it through our AVID program. We're working with the Card Education Initiative on their suicide prevention network, and just the work that he's done to bring suicide to the forefront. I mean, he won't stop. It's going to happen, and that's really what he's done, is he's pushed so hard.
I'm the district counseling chair. Started 6 years ago, and before that time, or at that time, we didn't have leadership in the district office, central office. So I was the liaison between the school counselors and the district. Did some professional developments on mental health, on developing why do we do school counseling, and a lot of things of that nature, and really inspiring counselors. Since then, we have leadership. We have Valerie and Corey and others who are leading our way. So I'm the Colorado School Counselor Association Region 12 representative. So I'm representing all the counselors in El Paso and Teller County, and that's quite an honor. One of the new things that happened this year was we have a counseling leadership cohort, and this is super exciting. We have a group of counselors in the district who are meeting together on a monthly basis. Yes, we drink coffee, lots of it, and we need that camaraderie to talk about planning, talk about what we're doing, talk about this profession, and like I said, elevating this profession.
Even though Tim has a huge workload and a lot of things going on and a lot of things on his plate, Tim will kind of forget about that, and he will take the time to work with the student and take the time to make sure that that student feels cared about, to make sure that that student feels heard and listened to.
I could tell you many, many stories of the impact that not only I believe I've had on students, but really their impact is on me. And not only them, but my colleagues. And we have a lot of great counselors in District 11, a lot of super counselors who are really caring from their hearts. They're going out of their way to really go the distance for students, to care for them, to help them with their social and emotional development, their academic future planning, everything. So we do a really good job in District 11 about educating the whole child.
Nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains at the base of Pikes Peak is Colorado Springs, home to 5 military installations, the Olympic Training Center, many thriving colleges, fine arts venues, and School District 11, who created specialized education for gifted learners in the 1950s. At Colorado Springs School District 11, our gifted students become the creators, problem solvers, and innovators of tomorrow. District 11 is the largest school district in Colorado Springs, providing families with many different, personalized gifted options. Given the choice of program options and opportunities that District 11 schools provide, there is a perfect fit for every gifted, talented, and high-achieving learner in the Pikes Peak region. We offer successful, safe, and purposeful learning experiences. We have qualified staff that recognizes exceptionality in academic and talent areas, identifying students as young as kindergarten. K-12 programming includes Gifted Magnet, International Baccalaureate, Montessori, Accelerated and Honors options, a career and technical track, and Junior ROTC, just to name a few. We believe that gifted students need an outlet to express their creativity and to collaborate with other like-minded learners. When gifted students are not satisfied with what they're learning, they lose creativity that could potentially solve problems and change the world. An identified gifted student expressed learning this way.
Gifted classes give students like me who think differently a way to learn that fits our brain.
Gifted has no boundaries in Colorado Springs School District 11. To find out more about all we offer gifted students, visit us at www.d11.org/GT.
You are the Colorado Samsung Sell for Tomorrow winners.
In Colorado, we tend to have a lot of hail, so we thought that that would be a really good thing to help out with the community. Our project is a very cost-efficient way to help protect your car, and you don't have to pay a lot of money for it.
We're using a bunch of Newton's laws: force, gravity, drag. We're determining velocity, wind, water, and a lot of other elements.
The research that we're doing is we've looked at a lot of insurance companies to see how much people are paying to get their cars fixed for having so much hail damage.
The prize money that we are receiving already from Samsung, and hopefully more, will absolutely help the students here at West to replace and to add on to our current technology needs.
Not everybody can be on a computer at once. Sometimes everybody has to share, which isn't always the best, depending on what you have to do on the laptops.
Some of our technology is a little outdated and slower, and definitely in comparison to today's standards.
I have never really been part of something this crazy.
This is actually the second year that we've participated. The contest has been in place for 10 years. We chose to be involved last year. We had about 30 students involved there, and we were state winners. And this year, we decided we wanted to give a different opportunity, so all of the students are different from last year, and we ended up being state winners again 2 years in a row.
Usually whenever you get an opportunity like this, it isn't one that you would get every single time. So I think it's a very fun opportunity that could potentially open up a bunch of gates, somewhat more metaphorically, that could possibly help me and everybody else here in our future.
So these students are students who have chosen to go above and beyond and do something beyond the classroom, and because they really wanted to do something special and unique that would basically help and support their community and their school and add to their experiences here at West Middle School.
What makes Colorado Springs School District 11 the standout choice for excellence in education? Some may say it's a dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the educational learning of our students. Others may say it's the award-winning learning options available to all students, no matter their grade level. Whether it's online, hybrid, or in-person learning, D11 welcomes all learners to achieve excellence through diversity. Serving the unique needs of all students, we dare to empower our students to profoundly impact our world, and we stand ready to inspire every mind.
And welcome back to Gary Berry Stadium as we get ready to get underway in the second half. And there you see the score. Durango on top by 50-0. Everything was working for the Demons in the first half, and nothing was working for the Marauders as they were struggling on the offense. Let's recap the scoring. It took just 36 seconds, 3 plays on the opening drive, and Wolverton to Maestas for the opening touchdown of 20 yards. And then a pick six made the score 14-0. Just 14 seconds later, the first play on the Marauders' first possession. Then Wolverton again to Robertson at the 7:10 mark of the first quarter made it 22-0. Messier 20-yard rushing touchdown at 1:47 of the first made it 29-0. And then in the second quarter, It was Messier on a 1-yard plunge to make it 35-0. And then Wolverton got into the act again, this time finding a different receiver in Stanley for the touchdown, spreading it around. And on the 2-point or the extra point kick went awry on the snap. Carroza picked it up and ran up the middle for the 2-point conversion. And then the final touchdown of the first half, Ben Finseth with the touchdown in the corner, outreaching 2 Marauders to put the final points on the board in the first half, right at the first half gun. And so there is the score, and you can see the Demons and the Marauders on their respective sidelines. Demons won the coin flip and elected to receive in the first, so Mitchell should get the ball here to start the second. But we will have a running clock for the final 24 minutes of this game. Only stopped for injury or a timeout. And again, if you're listening from the southwest corner of the state on the Mitchell Athletics YouTube channel, thank you so much for tuning in, Demons fans, and sticking with us as your team is laying the wood, as they say, and have this huge lead. It will definitely be a happy bus ride back to Durango for these Demons. And I'm not exactly sure what is holding us up now, as the teams are slow to get back on the field now. The Demons kick team making their way onto the field. For the Marauders, it is about making adjustments and seeing what you can put together for the upcoming weeks. And for the Demons, it's getting out of here, staying healthy, and getting some time for your backup players that come in, who you might need later in the year. Looking at the rest of the year for Durango, they will visit Pueblo County next week, and then they will host Pueblo Centennial the night before Halloween.
Get someone beat! Come on, beat this! Good shit!
Outside the 5, this is Davenport around the right-hand side, and we have a flag on the play. Then a trip back to Pueblo for the Demons on the 7th of November to take on the East Eagles, and they will close out the regular season by hosting Canyon City. For the Marauders, next week it is 2-0 Lutheran that comes to Gary Berry Stadium before a road trip to take on Holy Family in Bloomfield. Now we have an injured Demon getting stretched out on the far side. And back to his feet. Zach Haber, the sophomore, making his way to the next side.
Dude, I said not again.
Hamilton on the Marauders will back them up to the 7. First down from the 7 for Mitchell. Davenport give it straight up the middle. Little to no gain there. Ethan Ryan, the 6'5" nose guard, senior in the game.
Let's go, Pete.
Demons crowding the line. And this is going to be intercepted. Second interception of Davenport today. That is Ben Vincent. Expecting that one. Hoping about first and goal Durango at the 3-yard line. So no let up out of this starting defense for the Demons. For the Marauders, to do. Inside of 9 minutes here in the third quarter. First and goal from the 3 for the Demons. Whistle stops play as Mitchell takes the timeout with 8:37 left on the clock. And the defensive coaches making their way out onto the field as the Demons come together on the near side. Talking at halftime off air about how long does David Vogt keep his starters out on the field with the game well out of hand. Yeah, you want him to get game reps, but at the same time you don't want an injury to keep pushing. Somewhere in your season. Shorter season, less chance for a player to recover from an injury and get back in the lineup. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Mistis to the left. Now Overton in trouble, and he is just going to take it himself. Nothing opened up on the left-hand side, so he scoots around the corner and rushes it in. 8:23 on the clock at the time of the touchdown. The first rushing touchdown of the year for Overton. Makes the score 56-0. See if the snap is better on this one. Good snap, ball is down, kick is through. See some of the fans in the Mitchell stand sticking around. This one to the end. Let's go. Last night we were here and covering the Palmer and Colorado matchup in District 11. Great game. Palmer with a coming from behind victory. Go to the Coronado YouTube channel. Coronado CSS D11. Link on YouTube to watch the highlights of that one. touchdowns in the air for Warrenton, and now he adds one on the ground, and this one gets to the front and into the end zone for the touchdown. Mitchell will take over at the 10-yard line. Midway through the third quarter here. Give it to Ford. Ford is going to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe about a half yard more. Bottom of the pile. Jason Estes, 6-foot senior.
Come on, big Jeff!
Second and 10. Give it to Ford once again.
There you go, big Jeff, right up!
Little more running room there as he's out to the 25. Pick up a 4 on the play. Third and 5 for the Browns. Receivers right, load the H-back into the backfield. Give it to Ford again. Just power football now for the Load up the right side. The Zooms on the field through the Marauders. Load off the Ford. To the left, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of a yard. Demetrius Trujillo teaming up with Jesus Mestis for the tackle for the Demons. That is going to bring up second and 11 for the Marauders. We've gotten some backups filling in on this defense for Durango. Apologize, it's taking a little longer to find the names. Bunch trips to the left for the Marauders. Got in the flags. Pick up all 5 out to the 34-yard line. Davis for the Marauders. Bring up third and 7. Inside of 2.5 minutes to go here in the third. Trips to the right now for the Marauders. Good job of closing by Matt Thompson. The reception. Nick Messier in on the tackle along with Matt Payne. Payne, a junior, playing quarterback. is for the Marauders. Jasper Dixon in the center. He's playing his way back onto the field. Looks like he's moved to the guard position. He was named up earlier. 4th and 6th now, punt formation. Getting back on top of it, preventing the turnover. J.J. Horrell, the sophomore, back on special teams. Now you're going to bring Jordan Overton back out to run the offense. Up 57-0 with 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Off up the middle and a big hole. Spinning, breaking the tackle. With the carry, Nate Messier. Messier to the sideline. That is the end of the third quarter at Gary Berry Stadium. It's 57-0 in favor of the Demons.
Excellence in education. Some may say it's a dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the educational learning of our students. Others may say it's the award-winning learning options available to all students, no matter their grade level. Whether it's online, hybrid, or in-person learning, D11 welcomes all learners to achieve excellence through diversity. Serving the unique needs of all students, we dare to empower our students to profoundly impact our world, and we stand ready to inspire every mind. There was a time not long ago, District 11 Media Production Services would roll their production truck to Gary Berry Stadium or to your high school gym and produce varsity sports. This team of dedicated staff members supervised student volunteers who were gaining hands-on experience producing high-quality televised events to the joy of family and friends and the community. But the technology being used was aging and also required a tremendous amount of manpower, making it difficult to cover all the sporting events involved in the school for many teams. Schools and their fans had to settle for the rationing of coverage, which did not sit well. Something had to give. Then the district found new technology that would restore the previous coverage and would allow for the expansion of the number of events that each school could produce. This new technology would empower student involvement in the planning and execution of the game broadcast like never before, highlighted by taking over the roles of producer, play-by-play announcer, and color analyst. All that is left is the recruiting and organizing of the student producers and announcers. You.
Yeah,
most of this fall.
The search is on for high school students, freshmen all the way up to seniors. What makes
Wolverton back in the shotgun. Flings it out, makes the connection here. That is Ian Goodwin, the junior, good for 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6. Colorado Springs right now 73 degrees. With that little bit of a breeze, it is about perfect football weather. Unless you're a fan of snowy football like I tend to be. Wolverton still in. 3 receivers to the left. Give the ball off. And trying the right-hand side, that's Jordan Stanley, the junior, in at running back now. And Stanley will be inside the 35, enough for a Durango first down. Kyler Reimer's in the backfield now. Wolverton all day to throw. Finally does throw. Complete down at the 26-yard line, but we have a flag on the play. This one might be holding against the Demons. Matt Payne with the reception for the Demons. So David Vogt able to put some players in different positions than what they might normally get regular repetitions at. Holding is the call. They'll mark it from the 35, so they'll spot the ball at the 45. It will be 1st and 21 from the 45-yard line. Trips to the left. Give it off a big hole on the left. All the way down to the 30-yard line. Picking up 15 of the 20 yards they needed. That is Jarek Barak, a sophomore with the carry. He comes back and joins his teammates on the sidelines and gets a big hug. Now it's Jordan Stanley to the left of Wolverton again. Wolverton back, throws it out to Stanley. Stanley breaks a couple tackles, stays on his feet in the middle of the field, all the way down to the inside the 15-yard line. Be a gain on the play of 15 yards, and we have an injured terror on the field, or excuse me, an injured marauder on the field. Clock stops at 8:20 due to the injury. And the injury bug in this situation for both teams becomes problematic. There you see the Mitchell coaching staff talking to their defense. And good news for the Marauders, the players able to get up and off the field on their own power. I'm not seeing a 77 on the roster, but he is up and off to the sidelines. So after the Stanley catch and run for the first down, it will be 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for Durango. Clock started up again. We are approaching the 8-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Wolverton sends 3 to the right. Now throwing for the corner of the end zone. Catch is made for the touchdown. The 4th touchdown for Wolverton today. That makes it 63-0 in favor of Durango. Extra point team comes on. Taggart Barden, a sophomore, 5'10", 140 pounds, with the touchdown. And the extra point is up and good. Good snap, so just snap problems on a couple of extra points today for Durango. 64-0 is now our score. Down on the Durango sideline. Ben Finseth was throwing the ball like he might come in at quarterback. .6:32 on the clock and counting as we are in a running clock position. So for Durango, they can turn their sights to Pueblo County and the Hornets, but it means another trip next week over Levita Pass up into Pueblo to take on County. Talk about road warriors, because they've got to come up and take on East. That one will probably be at Dutch Clark down in Pueblo. But the next 3 weeks, it is all Pueblo teams for Durango. Davenport picks it up, runs to the right side, and he will be ushered out of bounds there. Looks like they will spot the ball at the 22-yard line. Inside of 5.5 minutes now. Then Durango can get on the bus and head home. That long bus drive back. And I think these players have earned a stop at the Pagosa Hot Springs on the way back. Give it off to Ford. Ford finding a little bit of running room. He's out to the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 and bring up 2nd and 5. Now, Ford's slow to get up. Now he's back down to the ground, grabbing his left leg. Not good news again for the Marauders. And we have an injury timeout with 4:50 left on the clock. Coaching staff and the trainers coming out to look at Ford. Marcus Ford getting a brunt of the work today. And now he's up and off under his own power. Actually jogging and hopping a little bit now. Played both ways, offensively and defensively, as so many of these youngsters, especially on the Mitchell sideline, have had to do. Davenport gives it off out across the 30, close to a first down. Bring up 3rd and short for the Marauders. In at tailback now for Mitchell is Elijah Shields, a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. Wing right. Shields in the backfield. Take the handoff and go that way again. Ball comes loose. But Mitchell back on top of it. Be 2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. inside of 3.5 minutes. 64-0 in favor of Durango here at Gary Berry Stadium. And a big hit on the run over the right side. Jordan Likens with the carry for the Marauders. But he took a pop there from the left side of that Durango defense. Burns over there, 6'3", sophomore. Not sure if he's the one that laid the hit, but he was in the general vicinity. Three receivers to the left. Davenport in trouble, and he is going to get slung down with the sack. Adding insult to injury. Davenport goes down back at the 22-yard line. Big loss there is going to bring up 4th and 20. With the sack, Kyler Reimers, the senior. Down to the final 90 seconds in this one. 4th and 20 for the Marauders. And delay of game taken by the Marauders. That will back them up 5. But at this point, 5 unimportant yards. Start the game clock. And the punt is away, and it is a low squibbler taking a nice Mitchell roll, and it will die at the 40-yard line. We are inside of 45 seconds now. I'm not sure that the officials are going to start the play clock to where it will matter and force Durango to make one more play. Inside of 20 seconds, and the play clock is just now started. So Durango will not even have to get the offense out on the field. They will be able to close out a 64-0 win from the sideline. For all you viewers down in the valley, thank you so much for sticking with us the way you did. You've got a happy bunch of Demons coming back your way. Congratulations to the Demons on winning their opener. And the Marauders fall to 0-2. And some sportsmanship socially distanced out there on the field in lieu of the traditional handshake. For District 11 Media Production Services, I am Barry Reed. We hope you have enjoyed the production here today. It will be available on YouTube if you'd like to watch it again. Have a great weekend, everybody.